intimate, cozy event. That is the scene of the premiere of Impunity from director Jyoti Mistry. Held at the Bioskope in the Maboneng precinct in Johannesburg, the night proved to be an auspicious one for Mistry as she releases her baby to South African audiences.
I'm very excited, and this screening is very special to me because the Bioskope is a wonderful venue. It's also the venue that attracts the kind of audience that I would like the film to be seen with. And so, yeah, this was a lovely evening actually for me today. For me, the important thing with the South African audience is that it is quite specific to the South African experience. So South African audiences will recognize our South Africanness in it. They have quite specific moments which are very, very particular to the way we think about security, safety, ideas of surveillance, gated communities. All those are very familiar tropes in South Africa. So for a South African audience, it's almost as though we're seeing quite an important mirror reflection of our experiences in South Africa.
Impunity is a thriller telling of a couple on a killing spree who flee to the wild South African coast. Security camera footage shows scenes of violence and crimes being committed. A high-level government minister's daughter is killed on the eve of her marriage, and a couple of police detectives gather to try to make sense of it all.
It's an art film, I think, as such, so you can dissect it however you want as an art film. So some South Africans will see it as pure entertainment, some South Africans will see it as a didactic form of entertainment where we actually learn something, what are we saying about our country, or you just enjoy it.
The film is aimed at a niche audience and its release will be limited due to the nature of its content.
It has an exhibition in Ster-Kinekor. It will be at the Newtown Junction. It will play at Naadiya and is playing at Sterland. It's quite a niche film, so we had to be quite careful in actually which context and locations we put it. It's a film that doesn't kind of romanticize violence. It's not in the tradition of, let's say, a normal kind of film, action film or a film about violence. The violence is quite real in the film, and it's a violence that we as South Africans identify with. In fact, for a lot of South African audiences, some of the clues to what were the inspirations for the storylines of the film will be quite clear. So the marketing team were quite clever in the way in which they thought about it as a niche film, and they've targeted those locations where they thought audiences will actually benefit from kind of word of mouth and really from the conversations that emerge from the film.
Mistry's film is one of a number of South African films having theatrical release. This weekend sees the opening of both Impunity and Leon Schuster's Oh Shucks, Pay Back the Money. Impunity is an example of how the film production landscape in South Africa has grown in recent years. The industry releases at least 25 films annually and contributes about 3.5 billion rand to the economy. Those in attendance at the premiere shared their thoughts after the screening.
It's an extraordinary, stunning film. I think it's carefully thought out. I think that it's a remarkable, remarkable film.
It was beautifully put together. Beautifully put together, and the direction was superb.
Quite amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I heard a little bit of how it was being made, but to see everything put together and to know that it's a true story, frightening, that it affects all our lives. Incredible.